This is a Dashing Chilies production. Alright guys, welcome back to Dashing Chilies. If you remember, we wrapped up the original Tekken trilogy on the PS1. So we're going to be jumping to the PlayStation 2, which these are going to be a little different because these are more personal. And as I learn more about my computer, I'm going to be doing better editing, better stuff like that. So we're going to be playing Tekken Tag Tournament 1. So let's get this started and see what this looks like. Because the PS2 was special to me because when PS1 came out, I was very young, and I think I was 5 when we got the PS2, and I have a lot of fond memories of the PlayStation 2. And one of the Tekken games is very important to me because of the impact it had on my life. So without further ado, let's jump into Tekken Tag Tournament. All right, guys. So we'll jump right into some Tekken Tag Tournament action. What can I say about this game? Because I still remember the first time I played it. We went to Toys R Us, and we got the PlayStation 2, and we got 3 games. We got Tekken Tag Tournament, which obviously we're playing right now. We got Onimusha Warlords, which is basically Samurai Resident Evil. I've tried to play it a number of times, and I just can't get into it. And we got Ridge Racer. Obviously, the one I played the most was Tekken Tag Tournament because, when you're a young kid, you just want to press a bunch of buttons. You don't want to think. And Tekken Tag Tournament had a huge, massive roster. It had everybody coming back who was in the series. And we're gonna go with Heihachi and let's take Wang Jingwei. Old guys, let's go to bingo night. But Tekken was always important. Well, Tekken Tag Tournament is important to me because it's one of those first times where I played the PS2, and it was interesting back then because remember the jump from PlayStation 1. Specifically talking about Tekken because I had a Dreamcast growing up, and to me the Dreamcast is a fantastic system. But the jump between Tekken 3 to Tekken Tag Tournament is crazy. Like it was wild back then because I was like, wow, like you're used to boxes, and then you play the next gen system, and specifically Tekken because you can look at Heihachi because I remember saying the last episode that Heihachi's design from Tekken 3. Heihachi's design in Tekken 3, that's the one I grew up with. And Wang is cool because he has like 10 different moves from other characters. He just houses their attacks. Like he has Paul's Death Fist. And you guys know I love Paul. Paul's Death Fist is goofy. I missed. But it's really hard to play and talk at the same time. Jumped in her head. But Tekken Tag is it's arguably, to me, this is the culmination of the original Tekken games. Like this is the final one that played this way, because Tekken 4 is a completely different beast compared to the rest of the series. With the uppercuts all day, every day. Why am I missing that? You gotta get him with the hell sweep. This is not easy, y'all. Like talking and playing at the same time. I'm trying to get used to it because that's the only way I'm gonna get out of my shell is to just open myself up to playing while talking at the same time. But Tekken Tag Tournament, I know I keep saying that. I'm just trying to find things to say while I'm playing because I'm trying to be genuine. I don't want to like, oh, I wrote a script, it's so cool. Let me see if I can do it. Tekken Tag had a cool mechanic where you can tag in your opponent. There we go. I know there's this. Man, this silence is deadly. You know. Oh God, Nina. Nina, I'm gonna beat you. Oh, she ran off. She didn't. She didn't want that. Oh, she didn't want the hands. Ooh. I didn't know he had that. First time playing Wang. But like I said, when I started this, I'm not gonna play the same characters. I'm gonna like trade off to see who's fun. You know, I'm gonna try to break my shelf. Usually I just stick to Mishima's, Paul, like Law, Asuka, Lily, stuff like that. Like Kazuya will always be my favorite character, but Heihachi always has a soft spot in my heart because Heihachi he's just a bastard. But if you play Tekken 7, you realize that he's not that bad. Ah, whiffed. Uh-oh. There we go. So he has Nina's Death Ball. That's what's funny about old Tekken games. Like, a lot of the characters reuse moves. And you can clearly tell that they're reused. Like, they're just like, oh, fuck it, we're just gonna do something else, you know? We got dedicated time. I know it's say like back then, even in Mortal Kombat, they used to just reuse assets for characters. Eddie Gordo. You want to be cheap in Tekken, just pick Eddie. Like he was like the scrub. He separated the men from the boys back then. Because if you lost to Eddie, that means you just weren't good at the game, and you didn't know fundamentals about Eddie. Which a lot of people didn't back then, because a lot of people just button mash. Especially when I was a kid, it was just like Nina was the bane of my existence. Because my sister would just like, you know, all day, every day, button mash. Go Kazuya in his purple suit. What a weird team up. June, he's beating up his son and his baby mamas. Yeah, she's like, "Where's my grandchild? You are grounded, son." I kicked their asses. I remember when Heihachi popped up his Soka Elbow too. I was like, what? And it was this model too. That's what's funny. Like, it was just straight up this model. They're like, yeah, he's here. And like he wasn't even that great. Because Soul Calibur 2 had Link on GameCube, and that was the one everybody wanted. You know? Spawn was cool too. I don't know why that whips. Oh! Come on, Wayne, you got this. Crazy old man.
Where's Bingo Mike? Where's my tapioca?
Boom. So yeah, that's Tekken Tag Tournament. Quick little playthrough. I'm sorry for breaking up in speech sometimes. It's just, you know, when you're focused, especially me, when I play fighting games, I really have to think when I'm playing them, because it's so fast, you know what I mean? Like if you play fighting, you obviously get it. Like it's a thought process, and you gotta be like, oh, does this work here? And like I'm playing computers, so it shouldn't really be like that. But then, you know, my brain just shuts off and it starts focusing on the game. Like I probably got droopy face a couple of times, you know, while playing. But it's funny that I made that face because when we played Tekken 4, which Tekken 4 is my favorite Tekken game, and there's a big reason why, and I'll explain it when we go and play that one. But I love Tekken Tag Tournament, just for the sheer fact of all the characters that are in the game. It was basically like a love letter to the franchise at the time. It has everybody who ever appeared in the game. They're playable, except for Gon, of course, and Dr. B, because that guy sucks. Fuck him. But it had everybody who appeared at that time, and it was like a love letter because it was just Tekken 3, but with improvements and with your characters from Tekken 2. So it was like a combination of both, and it's a really fun game. Even to this day, it's really fun. I can't recommend it enough. I even have the PS3 port, which, you know, looks better, but this is the PS2 version. Um, and here, like, it's funny because if you watch the Heihachi's, they get the endings that I remember, you know, as a kid. You're like, yeah, man, these are like high tech, you know, graphical advancements in gaming. You know what I mean? And then you look at the other side, and there's Street Fighter EX, and Street Fighter EX was just god awful looking, and it's a fun game, but it's just hideous. And I think it came out after this, actually. Tekken Tag just, even now, it looks fucking great. And that's one thing I gotta say about the Tekken game. Outside the first one, outside of the first one, the series always looked good, and every game, improved on it. But Tekken Tag is basically Tekken 3, but with improvements. All right, guys, that was Tekken Tag. I tried my best to talk to you guys while I was playing and try to make it more interesting. But as you guys can see, like I'm struggling. I'm really struggling with that, especially coming off a long day of work and you're just like fucking tired. I want to go to sleep. But I'm really dedicated to this YouTube thing this year, so I'm gonna try to push out as many videos as possible, regardless if I'm tired or not. But Tekken Tag, fun game. That's basically that's mostly what I can say about it. It's a very fun game, and even to this day, it's fun. It's playable. There's nothing wrong with it. Some characters are broken, but that's every fighting game, except for the more recent ones. And I always say I always love the goofy, broken shit in fighting games. I prefer it that way actually. The more broken the game, the better, because you get really goofy, crazy shit. But next, we're gonna jump on to Tekken 4, which personally is my favorite Tekken game. It's not the best Tekken game, but it's my personal favorite Tekken game, and there's a long story of why that is. So next time on Dash and Chillers will be Tekken 4. Just keep it retro, guys.